What even is Memorial Day weekend? When you're growing up, it just means I don't have school. When you become an adult, it means I don't have work. I get a long weekend. Memorial Day is so much more, and it is so important that no matter who you are or where you are at, you pause to actually reflect on the meaning of this most important holiday. I recently watched a documentary. It was called World War II in Color. And I cannot tell you what watching this documentary did to me and to my soul and what it meant to me as an American. It was one of these things where, for whatever reason, colorizing these images and going back and retelling the story really made you appreciate how young these soldiers were. You suddenly realized that they were all just young men. Incredibly young men who had an entire life ahead of them that was cut short because they went to sacrifice for their countries. One really particularly interesting scene is when they go back and they retell a battle. It was the Doolittle raid. And the young men woke up that morning knowing that they did not have enough fuel to put into their planes. I want you to think about that. I think I cried 4 times watching this documentary and realizing, my goodness, just hearts of lion is what they were. Hearts of lions. They all had. Which brings me to D-Day. When they recounted the scene, it was amazing to me. June 6th, 1944. Picture 6,500 vessels across 5 beaches. The average age on D-Day was 22 years old. Actually, historians think it was much younger because so many people signed up for the war and lied about their age because they wanted to make sure that they could fight. It was just bad luck of the draw that American soldiers got Omaha Beach. It was obviously the one beach where things were a disaster. They crossed 40 to 50 miles of the English Channel. Imagine that, the sea. The weather was not ideal, so a lot of these troops were sitting there and they got sick. A lot of them called out to their mothers and they were crying. There was a World War II veteran telling the story about how they cried because they were so sick. And then the worst part came. Accidentally, the crafts opened too soon. They were still in the ocean, but the crafts were open and the German soldiers were firing upon them. So they were literally sitting ducks trying to reach the shore. The number is 3,000. 3,000 American casualties throughout the day. It is so heartbreaking to think about that. It's heartbreaking to me that we have people in this country right now that do not understand why it is that we stand for the flag. That those individuals came home under that flag. That those individuals paid the ultimate sacrifice so that you and I and everybody watching this show can have the freedoms that we do today. If you are living in America right now, I want you to know something. You are a part of the most privileged group of people that have ever lived on the face of the planet. We are privileged. We get to enjoy so many freedoms. Let's make sure we don't take those freedoms for granted.